Hey guys, Nick Espinosa, your chief security fanatic here, and today I have a story for you that might be dropping a bomb in US politics, and the repercussions of this may be felt for decades because President Trump may actually have his quote-unquote dirty laundry released by cyber criminals. And here's what's going on, and this is a beyond serious thing that the FBI is calling an act of terrorism. Now, this past Sunday, about 5-6 days ago or so, I mentioned a data breach from the law firm of Grubman, Shire, Meisles, and Sachs on my Sunday Breaches of the Week video. Now, this firm represents some huge names in the entertainment industry, including Lady Gaga, Drake, Elton John, Madonna, Robert De Niro, LeBron James, The Weeknd, Priyanka Chopra, and more. Now, here's what's going on. Back last week, the hacking group REvil, or reVil, they're also known as Sodinokibi, which I'm hoping I'm pronouncing correctly, basically hit this law firm, I'll just call him Grubman, and originally asked for $21 million not to release the 750-odd gigabytes of data that they stole, which they say includes contracts, non-disclosure agreements, phone numbers, email addresses, private correspondence, and more. Now, Alan Grubman, who is the head of the firm, is refusing to negotiate with the hackers, and an unnamed source told Page 6, and I quote, his view is if he paid, the hackers might release the documents anyway. Plus, the FBI has stated this hack is considered an act of international terrorism, and we don't negotiate with terrorists. Now, yesterday, Thursday, less than 24 hours ago, the criminals doubled the ransom to $42 million, and now are also threatening to leak damaging information on President Trump. Now, reVil, or REvil, wrote in their ransom note on Thursday, and I quote, the ransom is now doubled to $42 million. The next person we'll be publishing is Donald Trump. There's an election going on, and we found a ton of dirty laundry. Mr. Trump, if you want to stay president, poke a sharp stick at the guys, otherwise you may forget this ambition forever. And to you voters, we can let you know that after such a publication, you certainly don't want to see him as president. The deadline is 1 week. So obviously the clock is ticking. And given how this is laid out, they're either Americans very adept at using English as a second language, or odds are these are international people where English is indeed their second language, which is what I tend to believe. Now, this is obviously a very extremely difficult situation for President Trump, who has historically been just very unwilling to release public anything about himself, whether it's his tax returns, if you recall from the 2016 election, before and after, and all of this. He's even taken disclosures to court, I believe federal court, because he's a president, to keep them locked away. If you recall, there is an emoluments case going on right now that we just got a verdict in the other day, and so that is very much his MO on this thing. So this could be extremely damning for the president. This could also be a massive collaborative effort by law enforcement agencies around the globe. Because I guarantee you, the FBI, Secret Service, NSA are probably working with Interpol and a whole bunch of others to try to track these people down as fast as possible. Satellites linking up, sharing information. This is going to be a massive global law enforcement effort to basically protect the president of the United States from this. And it's also looking, for the record, if I'm thinking about this, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody out there, but this is the first time a president of the United States has actually been threatened in this manner, and I think all of U.S. history. Watergate was on an opponent, but nobody really had this level of information, especially through an online criminal hacking event. This is a huge thing, and I think if I'm really looking through all of this, this is going to have repercussions for decades, not just in the security surrounding the president, but also the president's supply chain, which has historically, I don't think, really had increased protection. And what I'm talking about is an increasing and hardening of, let's say, the personal doctors, personal attorneys, personal accountants, and more that surround the president. Obviously, the Grubman law firm, didn't really have Secret Service protection, even though they were doing all of these things, and clearly they were not investing, at least in some way, shape, or form, in a good cyber defense strategy, because here we are, $42 million worth of a ransom later. Not to mention, this could also have possible new disclosure laws for presidential candidates going forward to ensure a certain level of transparency that was simply assumed would happen before this. And that was pretty much ignored by President Trump, then candidate Trump, in the 2016 election. For the last 30 or 40 years, every single candidate has just put out their tax returns, has just put out a lot of this information in the interests of transparency. And if I recall correctly, President Trump is the first one since something like 1970 to not actually do that. And so we may now, assuming the on your honor system isn't working, and actually have a law that says if you're going to run for president, you better be dumping a whole lot of stuff out there, because this could be very damaging. And assuming our evil or Revel has what they say they have, and President Trump was using the Grubman law firm, which it by all indicators appears that he was, this is a massive, massive problem. And this, I think, if anything is going to change the news from coronavirus or COVID-19 to something else, it's going to be all of his quote-unquote dirty laundry out there for all the media to see. And I'll be very interested to see how that's analyzed and spinned depending on who the media is. So that is your news of the day. It is absolutely bonkers, but I am going to absolutely be following this story because this has massive repercussions any way you look at it, good, bad, and ugly. And that is your news for the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.